Yes, in the last class we have completed the second unit. Now we will start the third unit. That is, in the first concept is the spectra. Spectra of a graph. Introduction. There are two ways of representing a graph by a matrix, through adjacency matrix and incidency matrix. In a graph, there are two type of matrix will come. One is adjacency matrix, another is incidence matrix. The adjacency and incidency we studied. Two vertices are adjacent if they are joined by an edge. Two edges are adjacent if they are incident with a common point. One edge and one vertex are incident if they meet at that point. That is what we study as adjacency and incidency. So here adjacency matrix, first we'll define the P cross P matrix. If a graph contains P vertices, then we're getting adjacency matrix is a P cross P matrix because there are P number of vertices. So we're getting A of G, that is denoted by A of G is equal to Aij P cross P, where Aij, how we have to define? This Aij will take as a 1 if Vi and Vj are adjacent, and it is equal to 0 if Vi and Vj are not adjacent. If Vi and Vj are adjacent, then it is 1, and Vi and Vj are not adjacent, then it is 0. Then that matrix is said to be adjacent matrix. Then incident matrix, a P cross Q. We are getting P cross Q matrix because there are P number of vertices and Q number of edges. Adjacent incidency is between vertices and edges. So therefore we'll get P cross Q matrix, and that is denoted by B of G, that is Bij, where Bij equal to 1 if Vi incident with Ej, Vi and edge, vertex Vi and edge Ej are incident, then it is 1, otherwise it is 0. See, the example is given here. Consider a graph k4 minus x, where x is an edge of k4. One edge is removed. A edge between v1 and v3 is removed, so that is k4 minus x. Now the adjacency matrix for k4. So we'll take for adjacency, we'll have to consider only the vertices. So v1, v2, v3, v4, v1, v2, v3, v4. So there are 4 vertices, so we are getting 4 cross 4 matrix. So there is no loop. The simple matrices, simple graphs we are studying, so there is no loop. So v1 to v1 there is no edge, so it is 0. Then v1 and v2 are adjacent, so it is 1. v1 v3 not adjacent, so it's 0. v1 v4 adjacent, so it is 1. Similarly v2 v1 adjacent 1, v2 v2 0, v2 v3 v2 and v3 are adjacent, so it is 1. v3 v4 adjacent, so it is 1. Like this v3 and v4 also. So we're getting this as an adjacency matrix. Similarly, here it is an incident matrix. Now see, incident matrix, we have taken rows as a v1, v2, v3, v4, means vertices as the rows and edges as the columns. Now see, if v1 and e1 are incident, then it is 1. See this graph, v1 and e1 are incident, so it is 1. v1, e1 and v1 and e4 are adjacent, remaining all are incident, remaining not. So v1, e1 and v1, e4 it is 1, remaining all are zeros. Next for v2, e1, e2 and e5 are incident. So for E2, E1, E2 and E5 are incident, remaining are zeros. Next for V3, E2 and E3 are incident, remaining are 0. E2 and E3 remaining 0. Next for V4, E3, E4 and E5 are incident, remaining are 0. So E3, E4 and E5, these are zeros. Now these are some properties for adjacency matrix. The adjacent matrix is always symmetric matrix. Observe this matrix. It is symmetric. See, symmetric means if you fold this matrix along this diagonal, the corresponding elements are equal. So this is a symmetric matrix we are getting. Then the diagonal entries of adjacency matrix are always zeros. See, check here. Diagonal matrix elements of adjacency matrix are always zeros. Why this is? Because the diagonal elements indicates a loop, and we are studying the simple graphs. In the simple graph, there is no loop. So therefore, every diagonal entry in any adjacent matrix is 0. Next, ith row sum and ith column sum of adjacent matrix is a degree of Vi. Ith row sum and jth column sum of A of J adjacent matrix. Ith row. So suppose if I consider first row sum is 2, and I will consider third column sum. See, that is also equal to 2. So first row, third column, ith row, jth column. ith row sum, sorry, ith and ith itself, ith row sum and ith column sum. So if I take first row, I have to take first column itself. If I take second row, I have to take second column itself, and so on. See, first row, first column. First row sum is 1. First column sum is 1. Sorry, 2. So that is 2 is the degree of vertex V1. If I consider second row, second column, sum is 3. So degree of V2 is 3. Third row, third column, 2. So degree of V3 is 2. Fourth row, 3. Fourth column, 3. Degree of V4 is 3. So ith row and ith column sum of adjacent matrix is the degree of VR. Every column of B of G contains exactly 2 ones. See in this. Every column of this incidence matrix B of G contains exactly 2 ones. This is because we know that every edge is incident with exactly 2 vertices. Every edge is always incident with exactly 2 vertices. So therefore, every column must contains only 2 edge ones, exactly 2 ones. It is not with respect to rows, but with respect to columns it is. Next, ith diagonal entry of A square is a degree of Vi. Yes, we have taken. What we have taken? Ith row, ith column sum, or ith row sum is a degree of Vi. Similarly, if you calculate A square, then ith diagonal entry of A square G is the degree. See here it is what? A square you have calculated for a previous example itself. This is A multiplying. We are getting this. So it is ith first diagonal entry degree of V1, second diagonal entry degree of V2, third diagonal entry degree of V3, fourth diagonal entry degree of V4. That is again verified. So you have to remember these properties. Adjacent matrix is always symmetric matrix. Diagonal entries of adjacency matrix are zeros. Ith row sum and ith column sum of adjacency matrix is the degree of Vi. Every column of incidence matrix incidence matrix contains exactly 2 ones. Ith diagonal entry of A square G is a degree of Vi. Next, sixth one, the entry in the ijth position for I not equal to j in A square indicates the number of different paths of length 2 between the vertex Vi and Vj. The entry in the ijth position for I not equal to j in A square G, that is in this A square, it is A square. So ijth, I will consider A32. So this element I will consider A32. This element I will consider here. A32, it is 1. What that indicates? The number of different paths of length 2 between Vi and 3 and 2. V3, V2. Yes, in this graph, number of different paths between V3 and V2. Number of different paths of length 2. Yes, the condition is length 2 here. So number of different paths between V2 and V3 of length 2. This is a path. So this is a path we are getting from V3 to V4 you have to go, then V4 to V2. This path, it is of length 2. Here is a path from this to this, here is a path, but it is of no, it is not of length 2, it is of length 1. So there is only one path of length 2. Another path is there from V3 to V4, V4 to V1, V1 to V2. But it is a path of length 3. So therefore, path of length 2 is only 1. Yes, next. Yes, previous example, you have taken a graph, and for that graph, we have drawn adjacency matrix and incidency matrix. Now here the matrix is given. Find the graph for which the following is an adjacency matrix, and also find a cube of G it is. So they have given adjacency matrix. Now we need to draw a graph corresponding to this. Adjacent matrix means, see there are, it is a 5 cross 5 matrix means there must be 5 vertices first. So we have taken V1, V2, V3 and V4 like this, 5 vertices you draw first. So first we'll take any 5 vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 vertices are taken. So we will name those vertices. Yes, we'll name the vertices first. V1, V2, next V3, V4 and V5. Now what we'll do, if you want, you here also you take V1, V2, V3, V4 and V5 like this. It is V1, just I will give 1, 2, 3, V2, V3, V4, V5. So here also V1, V2, V3, V4, V5. Now see, V1 it is 0. V1 here it is 0. So therefore there is no edge between V1 and V1. V1, V2 it is 1. So edges V1 and V2 are joined here. So that is what you take edge like this, V1, V2. Next V1, V3, 0. V1, V4, 1. So you have to join V1 and V4. Next V1, V5, 0. So over. Next V2, V1, 1. So it is already joined. Next V2, V2, 0. No loop. V2, V3, 0. No edge between V2 and V3. V3, V2, V4, 1. V2, V5, 1. So V2 to V4 and V2 to V5. Next V3. V3 to only V5. Only V3 to V5. This is an edge. Next V4. V4 to V1, V2 and V5. V4 to V1, V2 and V5. Next V5. V2, V3, V4. V2, V3, V4 over. So this is our required graph. So like this, for any given matrix, you can adjacency matrix, you can draw a graph also here. Next, we need to find a cube. So that is what, a square. Multiplying a and a, we're getting a square. Then again multiply by a, for that a square, we're getting a cube. Now with respect to this a cube, there are some properties again. Note, each diagonal entry in a cube equals to the twice the number of different triangles of length 3 passing through the corresponding vertex. See, each diagonal entry in a cube G equals to the twice the number of different triangles. Here, first diagonal element is 2. It is twice means 1. Half of it is 1. There is one triangle of length 3 passing through the corresponding vertex. Vertex is V1 here. So there is one triangle passing through this vertex. So what is that triangle? So here is a triangle. It is one triangle passing with that vertex. Then the second one, the entry in the ijth position for I not equal to j for a raised to k. That is what in AQ we have written the property here. Similarly, in general, A is to K for K greater than or equal to 3 indicates the number of different edges, edge sequences of K edges between Vi and Vj. So it is number of different edge sequences we can draw. Next, the distance between Vi and Vj for I not equal to j is k if and only if k is the smallest positive integer for which ijth entry in a raised to k is non-zero. G is disconnected if and only if there exists at least one entry in the matrix y equal to a plus a square plus aq plus and so on plus a raised to n minus 1. G is disconnected if and only if there is at least one entry in the matrix y. Yes, what you have to do, you have to take up to n minus 1, you have to take the matrices, that is product, go on taking product up to n minus 1, add them, then in this at least one entry if it exists, then the G is disconnected. Next one theorem, very important theorem it is. For any PQ graph with incident matrix B of G or B, prove that A of L of G is equal to B dash into B minus 2 IQ, where B dash is a transpose of B and I is the identity matrix. So here L of G means it is a line graph of G. Have you studied the line graph? Do you know what is the line graph? Yes, anybody unmute and tell. Do you know what is the line graph or not?
No, sir.
You have not studied the line graph? See, line graph means what you have to take in a given graph, whatever the number of vertices, edges are there, those you have to take as a vertices. See, for example, I will tell you. So here we have, let V1, V2 to Vp be are the vertices of G, and E1, E2, so on up to EQ be the edges, means PQ graph it is. So B is an incident matrix, then its transpose is B dash. Now observe that B is a PQ matrix and B dash is Q cross P matrix. So B into B dash into B, that is Q cross Q matrix, it is defined. And as we have taken, see in that line graph, whatever I have drawn, in that whatever number of edges are there, that much number of vertices you have taken. So in this here, Q edges means that L of G contains Q vertices. So A of L of G is a Q cross Q matrix. Yes, that is what written is, since L of G has a Q vertices. That is what the matrix, it has same order that we have written first here. Therefore, B dash B minus 2 IQ, because B dash B is a Q cross Q matrix. IQ means Q cross Q identity matrix you have to take. So these two matrices have the